Just look at how fast and simple this thing is to mount to the bike. Completely locks in place, sturdy as anything, doesn't damage the motorcycle, wasn't too bad to install as you'll see in this video. I'm really happy.
Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you.
So welcome to my man cave. Now if you're brand new to my channel and you've never watched one of my videos before, I just want to welcome you and thank you so much for clicking on my video. The views and stuff that I get off YouTube is just incredible. It never ceases to stop amazing me. Anyway, we're in my workshop now and we're going to be doing the installation of the SW Motech Tank Bag. Now if you're not into reading instructions like I am, this video will get you fitting your bag really fast without making the common mistakes that people do. Now it doesn't matter what size tank bag you choose, they're all the same installation, still the same type of install on the tank ring, and installing the bag to the tank ring is exactly the same. Now just to say about the bag sizes, this is the micro, the SW Motech Micro. The reason why I've gone for this bag is it's just for pure convenience. When you pull up at a ferry terminal or a petrol station, you just, instead of getting off and faffing around in your panniers, everything is there in front of you. I want this for my passport, my bank cards, my mobile phone, all sorts of stuff like that. It's got these great big tags of, 1 second and the stuff is there in front of you. And it's personal choice. Some people like to ride with a huge tank bag in front of them. To me, that closes me off from the feel of the bike. I like to feel the open road and suck in what biking is really about. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I'm going on a massive adventure, and I went into a tank bag shop and there was loads of all the brands, Jivvy and all that sort of stuff. And the minute you get an SW Motech in your hands, you can tell that this thing is quality. And once you've purchased that, you've then get yourself an Evo tank ring. Now these tank rings are specific to the type of bike that you ride. This one is for a 2017 liquid cooled GS Adventure. Now when you get your bag, sit down with the shop and just go through all your details and get the correct product code. You don't want to be making a mistake. And there's something that I need to point out before we get right into this video. There is a mistake that you can make, and that is these kits often come with 2 different screw sizes. Now it says in the SW Motech instructions that you are to determine what size screw yourself, but it doesn't tell you how to determine it. So I'll show you in this video exactly how to avoid them mistakes, and we'll get straight on with this installation and get it done for you. So the very first thing you need to do is take out one of the screws from your petrol tank. This is going to be used to determine the length of the thread that you're going to use with these screws. They're quite difficult to get out. I wish this was magnetized, to be honest. There you go. Right, so then lay the correct screw on the bench. I'll just place the camera down. And the way to determine the length is to get the parts and put them together, sort of a mock setup. Get your longer screws, place them in. Get your shorter screws that are supplied with the Evo tank ring. Then, to really get the thread length that we need, slide your elevation shims on. So there you have it. There you can see the 2 different thread lengths. Then you get your petrol tank screw and you offer it up to the threads. And whichever one it matches, that means that you're going to get the same depth of thread inside your petrol tank. And as you can see, just put the neck up to about there, and it's the longer screw that's going to work for us. So The next part of the project is to take out all of your screws. Not all of them, only the ones that the elevation ring is going to go over. Sorry, must get that right. So undo them all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse this bit so that you're not getting bored. Right, so now all the important screws are out. We then go to the shims and we place each one of them into the fuel tank hole. Into the fuel tank holes. Just like this. This cover here, that stays in position, by the way. You can take it off to pull your screws out easier. So there's your elevation screws. Then we get the elevation ring. Place that on top. And as you can see, it's all raised off the tank a nice little amount. Then the final cap on top. I do hope you're understanding this well. One-handed, it's a bit of a pain. Then you get your longer screws. I haven't got any Loctite with me today, so what I'm doing is I'm mock setting it up just to do this video, and then, you know, it's fairly straightforward. Slide all your screws in at first, so then you know it's all in line. Right, then you screw it down. But like I said before, these have to be very gently done. It does give you a warning in the instructions not to over tighten, because if you do, you'll crack and break something. So you pull it down with the screws, and the thread lock will hold these screws into place. As you can see, it's settling in just nice. Now, determining the screws was quite easy, and screwing this up is fairly straightforward. Just make sure they're just gently nipped up. There you go, nothing broken. Like I say, I'll come back with a thread lock later on. There's your tank ring. What you need to do is get your key and just make sure that your fuel cap and everything works after. Right, so the next stage of this job is to get on and drill the tank bag. One thing you can do is get your location thing and just test it at this stage, just to make sure that what you're doing is correct. Look at that. Locates a treat. Right, so now we've got all this locking mechanism in place. The next thing we got to do is pick up the template. Now, to cut a long story short, it says on one side of the template, drill from this side only. Well, you've got to put that face down. Put all the writing on this template face down, and then you will not make a mistake. Then, once the template is in place, you get your little tank bag, making sure that the pull cord is at the front and the handle's at the front, and you place it carefully over the template. And as you can see, there's a fair bit of movement on that. That allows you to choose the position of the tank bag that you prefer. Now, you've got to make sure, just make sure this alarm doesn't go off, that when you move your handlebars, it doesn't foul the bag. I probably will have to move this phone mount, this RAM phone mount, but I want the bag as far forward as possible, giving me space. I don't want to feel claustrophobic. So then, once you get to this position, you lift it off, and in the base of the tank bag is the template that's stuck in place in the position that you chose. Now, the next phase is we'll get on and drill this carefully. So what I'm going to do next is make sure that the vapor barrier inside the tank bag is pushed out of the way, and then I'm going to place this 4x2 block inside the tank bag, and this will stop the drill bit flying through too quick. And then I just double check the vapor barrier is out the way. Let's turn the bag over. The template is still in position, and I'm going to quickly drill my holes just like this. 1, 2. I think I could have done with a wider block, to be honest. There's the block. And that's it drilled. There is an extra hole that you can drill for to stop the locking, to give it a lock basically. Right, tip all the mess off, take out your wooden block. As you can see, the 4 hole positions are there. Get rid of all the mess, and what should happen now is the tank bag should lock in exactly as it's doing to the mechanism. There you can see all the screw holes are lined up. So I've got my 4 screws and I'm just going to drop them into the holes, locating to the metal location positions. I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible, so I'll probably time lapse this bit. Now they're all in place, get your Allen key, tighten them up. So once all your screws are in position, you then get your vapor barrier, put it over that's undamaged, velcro it together, zip your bag up, put your finger underneath, grab hold of the pull cord, if I can reach it with my big hands. The bag pops off and there's your mechanism bolted inside. Then you've got this fancy threaded cord with a popper at the front that connects to your pull cord and makes it easy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Please subscribe, please click on the notification bell. If you want to join me on my big adventure, I'm going to be vlogging the whole experience to Turkey. I'd appreciate it if you join me. Thanks for watching.